Now let's create another data set. Go back to your data source window, select the Add New Data Source option, and now we're going to create a data source that allows us to create a report of all information related to items. This won't be just the item table, but will also include item groups as well as images. Let's go ahead and create a read-only database that we can use for reporting. Select Database and select Next. Select the inventory connection string, select Next, and this time let's go ahead and choose the item table as our default. We're going to be adding additional tables to it momentarily. Let's change the dataset name to be DS Inventory. Select Finish. Double-click on the DS Inventory XSD file to launch the Dataset Designer. Again, by default, we have the Fill and Get Data methods. Let's go ahead and configure this query to encompass other tables. Right-click on the Fill method and select Configure. Select the Query Builder option. From here, let's add additional tables. Right-click, select Add Table. Let's add tables by double-clicking on their names. This is our link table, allowing our items to be related to the grouping table. If you look in your Query Builder, a join is automatically created for us. This join allows us to link together any records in the item grouping table from the item table by creating a join on item ID from both tables. As you can see, Visual Studio is intelligent enough to understand that we had a foreign key relationship, the one that we showed you earlier, and automatically uses that foreign key relationship to create a join. You can see that the join is visualized right within your designer using a connector between the item and item grouping table. Let's add a few more. Double-click on grouping to add that. Also, double-click on item image as well as image. Close the Add Table dialog box and let's take a look at what we have. Maximize the real estate. You'll see we now have 5 tables to be part of our data set. We have the item, item grouping, item image, and image tables. As you can see, they're all related to each other. We set that up in our SQL Server database. By default, if you right-click on any of these joins, you can actually modify the type of join that you wish to have. By selecting all rows from item grouping or selecting all rows from grouping, you can apply different types of joins to your data tables. Right now, we're happy with the defaults. We can also configure our data table to select rows from other tables. Let's select grouping name. If you look at the SQL query down below, you'll see that grouping name is automatically added. Because we already have a name property and item name, it adds it as expression 1. This is called an alias in order to give it a different type of name besides the name that's already been used, such as the name column. Let's go ahead and give it a proper name that makes more sense than expression 1. We can type directly inside our Query Builder window. Let's choose the alias to be grouping name. Now let's go ahead and add an order by clause. We could choose to use our filter window to apply a sort order directly within our window on a particular item category such as item ID, or we can go ahead and directly type within our Query Builder window. Type in order by item.itemID. Select OK. Now click on the advanced options. As we indicated earlier, this is going to be a read-only data set. This is because we're working with multiple tables. So in order to ensure that this is a read-only table, let's unselect the Generate, Insert, Update, and Delete statements. Select OK. Select Next, and uncheck the Get Data option as well as the methods to send updates directly to the database. All we need is the Fill method for now. Select Next, and as you can see, the wizard results indicate that we've successfully configured our select statement. Select Finish.